I'm delighted to be here today and to join Mayor Whitaker and Jim Dotson to really try to play host to those of you who've been here now. We'll go on to Chena Hot Springs and we'll try to explore further the full scope of the project that we have in mind here. I'm really grateful to see the people here from the military as well as from industry and from the local government, from really all facets of our society here. The speakers here from the state legislature, and we have, of course, people here from the national administration also. This project probably has the best opportunity to move forward in terms of our country's use of the concept of coal to liquids or coal gasification of any I know. It really has a movement of its own now because of the work that Mayor Whitaker and Jim Dotson have done in organizing this and really showing the extent of the cooperation that exists already. If you fly out of a plane today from South Africa, the chances are the plane you're on will use fuels that are made through a similar process. This is not something new in the world, it's just new for us. But with half the coal in the United States, we should move forward and we should demonstrate this and demonstrate its effectiveness. I do hope that others will have some statements to make. I don't know, you want to make a statement, Mr. Secretary? Yeah, I think.
Have to. It's Bud Albright, for those of you on the phone and elsewhere, Undersecretary of Energy. You know, as I spent time this morning and looking here, I think our founding fathers would be proud if they could be here today to see our senior political leadership lead. And Senator Stevens has done a wonderful, wonderful job. Congressman Young, Chairman Young, as I still call him, has done a wonderful job in leading and bringing together the private sector, local government, and all areas of industry to try and solve our problems. And you know, I think really, not to be overly dramatic about it, but I do think this is what the founding fathers had in mind when they spent that steamy summer in Philadelphia putting things together for us, and it's working here, and it wouldn't be working without the kind of leadership that we're getting from these two good men, and also I should say from Senator Murkowski, who's not with us, but who's been a leader in the energy area as well, and so we're glad to be a part of this, to do what we can, the Department of Energy and the administration, to help. I do think this project is very, very interesting, and probably has had as much thought and effort and energy put into it, no pun intended, that as any I've seen. So we're real excited, not just about this, but about all the things that you're doing here in Alaska and turning talk into action. And so congratulations to all of you, particularly to Chairman Young and to Senator Stevens for leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary. For those on the teleconference, next we'll call on Don Young.
Thank you, Senator. This is a great idea. Time is coming. Mr. Mayor, I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate the city of Fairbanks for the leadership ability to address an issue to get a problem solved. We have a state that's blessed with great resources. We have a state with some great leaders. We have the ability to solve this problem of energy. We have the Speaker of the House here that plays a major role. And I would say that the concept of investment into energy for the whole state of Alaska, those that don't have it now and are burdened with the huge cost of fossil fuels in diesel form, this is a way that we can solve that problem. And I hope out of this conference that the legislative body, the mayors of the whole state, because what's good for one community is good for the total state as a whole. And And we must do something, and we must do it very quickly. This is not a new solution. This solution has been around for a long, long time. It's just time when we grasp it with the amount of coal that the senator's mentioned we have here, that we ought to go forth so that future generations have a form of fossil fuels that moves objects and heats homes. That's our biggest challenge. So I want to congratulate everybody involved in this effort, and let's go forth after today and tomorrow and tonight, and let's get this done. Let's work to take and serve the people of this state and the nation as a whole with the solutions in our hand.
Thank you very much, Congressman. We have with us today the commander of the Pacific Air Forces, General Howard Chandler. He's a friend of ours. He's been here, as you know, as commander, and he's been involved in the Air Force review of projects such as this. So, always glad to have you. Would you have a word to say?
Well, thanks. Thank you, Senator. I'd like to add my thanks to Mayor Whitaker, as well as Jim Dodson for inviting us here. I suppose you would ask why the Air Force is interested in this. I would tell you right up front that we are the largest user of energy in the Department of Defense. For that reason, we're interested in conservation, and we're interested in new ideas. In fact, we spent $6 billion last year on jet fuel, which comprises about 80% of our energy costs in the Air Force. $12.5 million of those dollars were spent right here at Eielson. Now, that was at a rate of about $2.20 a gallon. Today, we're not quite paying twice that, but almost. So for that reason, I would tell you that we're very, very interested in new ideas. We're fortunate to be a part of the Fairbanks North Star Borough community here, and we'd just like to add our thanks for being invited to take part.
Next, we have the Speaker of the House, and after that, we'll have Kevin Billings, who's from the Department of Energy in Washington.
For the record, John Harris. Thank you, Senator.
Sorry about that.
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. The state of Alaska has to also be involved in this. You know, we, for years, I've heard Senator Stevens and Congressman Young come back to us and say the state needs to participate. And, you know, the state's in a better position than some. Obviously, the high price of oil has helped the state, at least in the state's coffers, has hurt everybody else. So this project helps to dovetail into that, where we can hopefully get the price of diesel fuel, jet fuel for the military, and diesel fuel for home heating and that sort of thing for the people in Fairbanks. And I've been working with the mayor, actually all three mayors, but Mayor Whitaker in particular, to try and help, try and get the state off the dime to help participate in this as well, so it doesn't have to all be on your shoulders, Senator Stevens. And so we do listen occasionally. And so Steve Haggison, I know, is in the back, and he's going to have his input coming from the administration, from Governor Palin. I know Joe Bailash was here someplace, so the governor is also represented, and I know the governor has taken an interest in this project as well. So thank you all very much, and Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Kevin, go ahead. Thank you.
I'm Kevin Billings. I'm the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Air Force for Energy and Environment, and I too want to offer my thanks to you, Mayor, and to Senator Stevens. There's probably nobody who's more responsible for the robust military presence in the Fairbanks area than Senator Stevens, and you know, we all owe him a debt of gratitude to be able to be here and to fly our missions out of here. The Air Force has made a commitment to certify our entire fleet of aircraft to fly on a synthetic fuel blend like would be built at the Coal to Liquids plant here. And once that fleet is certified, we've made a commitment to buy half of our requirement, our CONUS requirement, which is about 1.6 billion gallons of jet fuel. So half of that as a 50-50 blend would be 800 million gallons, and then so half of that, which would be the syn fuel piece, would be 400 million gallons of synthetic fuel a year for our fleet. And the project here will be a huge part of making that happen and making us much more energy secure in the United States and taking care of energy resources. So I really do want to congratulate you, Senator, and thank you for everything you've done for the Air Force and for the military folks in Alaska and in the nation.